Have you ever been startled by your own reflection? Perhaps you were expecting to see your doppelgänger staring back at you from the mirror. In fiction, these evil twins separated at birth are always trying to destroy each other. But how common are doppelgängers in reality? Or put another way, how many people have you seen staring back at you from a mirror? Let's take a look at some scary doppelgänger sightings people have experienced in real life. First up, let's start with a creepy pastor. It's called The Man in the Mirror. One day, when I was getting dressed for work, I walked past my bedroom door. The door was closed, but I could hear my wife talking on the phone in there. Just out of curiosity, since she works from home, I opened the door to ask what she was doing. She said she was just on the phone with her boss. I noticed that the room looked different somehow, but I couldn't tell how, so I shut the door again and went about my business. Later that morning, I took a shower and then went downstairs to get some coffee. As I stood there drinking it, I thought about how weird the room had looked earlier. I shrugged it off and went upstairs to get dressed for work. At the top of the stairs, I passed the closed door to my wife's office again. I stopped and knocked. She was still on the phone, so I waited for her to hang up. Then I pushed the door open and entered the room. There, standing in front of the closet door, was an exact copy of me. It wasn't a mirage, because he was solid and breathing. He looked identical to me, down to my clothing, which was identical. I was wearing a blue shirt, blue jeans, and white socks. And he was also wearing a blue shirt, blue jeans, and white socks. He didn't even look like one of those wax museum replicas. He looked like a flesh and blood person. I don't remember what I said. I think I asked him who he was, why he was in my house, all the while thinking, this has got to be a dream. He turned to face me. His face was blank, emotionless, and his eyes seemed dark and bottomless. He began to speak, and although his mouth moved, no sound came out. Instead, it was as if a record scratch sound effect played over the intercom in my brain. I could feel my heart pounding. He started walking toward me, and as he did, the closet door behind him creaked open. I backed away from him, but he kept coming forward. I turned and ran from the room, down the stairs and out the front door, not stopping until I reached the car. I drove to work in stunned silence. As the story goes, he never showed up again. But a few days later, while he was on vacation, the original poster decided to go through the closet himself. To his surprise, it was filled with expensive brand-new clothes that didn't belong to him. They were high-quality stuff, and as far as he knew, he had no money in his account to buy such things. Coincidence? Maybe. Next up, we have the story of a teenage girl who encountered her doppelgänger in a department store dressing room. The event was so shocking that she started hyperventilating and fell to her knees in shock. She told her mother, who was with her at the time, that she had just seen herself sitting on the bench. Except that the reflection wasn't of herself, but rather a girl who looked exactly like her, right down to the same name-brand shoes. The mother thought that maybe her daughter had seen a ghost. The girl insisted she had only seen a living person who was very much alive. But the mother continued to believe that the girl had seen a ghost, suggesting that her daughter was tired and needed to rest. These stories may seem like they came straight out of a Stephen King novel, but they're actually part of a larger phenomenon. Across the globe, people report seeing themselves staring back at them from the mirror. Sometimes these encounters are explained by simple factors such as light or angle. However, some people claim their doppelganger behaves strangely. Some say their reflection smiles before they do. Others say the figure lingers after they walk away. Some reflections blink backward or walk away into the mirror while the person is still standing there. Creepy stories like these make us wonder, is there any truth to these urban legends? And what do they mean for those who have experienced them? What do we know about doppelgängers? German philosopher Johann Wolfgang von Goethe first recorded the term doppelgänger in 1811. The word translates to double walker. Interestingly, the phenomenon is not unique to modern times. Ancient Greek and Roman mythology features tales of doppelgängers that appear to foretell death or warn of danger. Doppelgängers can appear in various forms, including apparitions, visions, or dreams. In most cases, a doppelganger serves as a harbinger of misfortune, specifically death. For example, the appearance of a doppelganger might signify the impending demise of either the individual who sees the apparition or someone close to them. If this happens more than once, the omens portend future fatalities among the person's loved ones. In some rare instances, a doppelganger may signal positive outcomes. For instance, encountering one's double could indicate an upcoming marriage or signify good luck. The interpretation of these encounters varies across cultures. In Japan, the sighting of a doppelganger carries the ominous implication that one has only 3 months left to live. Conversely, in certain African communities, encountering one's double is viewed as a blessing, indicating good fortune and prosperity in the near future. Some believe that doppelgangers are spirits that accompany individuals throughout their lives, offering guidance and protection. Alternatively, they might be malevolent entities that feed on human emotions, causing harm to their victims. This belief is prevalent in Slavic folklore, where doppelgangers, known as padolia, are considered evil spirits that prey on unsuspecting individuals. Another fascinating aspect of doppelgangers is the concept of the evil twin, which posits that everyone has a counterpart existing in an alternate universe. These evil doppelgangers lead parallel lives, making them nearly indistinguishable from their original counterparts. The idea gained popularity in the 19th century with the publication of stories like The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in contemporary culture. Doppelgangers are often portrayed as having sinister motives, seeking revenge against their innocent counterparts. These narratives frequently explore themes of identity, morality, and the consequences of unleashing one's darker impulses. Despite their enduring presence in popular culture, the true nature and origin of doppelgangers remain a mystery. Whether they are benign spirits, evil entities, or manifestations of our subconscious selves, these enigmatic apparitions continue to fascinate and terrify us. What are some possible explanations for these doppelganger encounters? While some believe that doppelgängers are supernatural beings, others suggest more rational explanations for these eerie experiences. One theory proposes that doppelgängers are manifestations of dissociative identity disorder, previously known as multiple personality disorder. This condition can cause a person to develop alternative personalities, leading to fragmented memories and gaps in their lives. Furthermore, doppelgängers might be understood as a form of self-representation, reflecting aspects of our personality or subconscious thoughts that we keep hidden from others. Psychologists theorize that doppelgängers could symbolize repressed memories or unresolved psychological issues. When faced with traumatic events, our minds may create these alter egos as a way to cope with the emotional distress. Doppelgängers might also be explained as hallucinations or altered states of consciousness induced by sleep deprivation, stress, or drug use. Our brains can play tricks on us, especially when we are exhausted or under the influence. Sometimes a person's doppelgänger may not be a separate entity at all, but simply a figment of their imagination. There is also the possibility that doppelgängers exist in other dimensions, and we encounter them through interdimensional bleed-throughs. This idea is rooted in theories that propose the existence of multiple universes or parallel realities. If these theories hold true, it's conceivable that doppelgängers originate from alternate dimensions and briefly cross over into ours. In fact, some people believe that doppelgängers are time travelers from the future, who have come to observe their past selves. Proponents of this theory suggest that these time travelers are either from a parallel universe or have inadvertently journeyed to the past by accident. Finally, the idea that doppelgängers are evil beings, mimicking humans from the other side, is an intriguing concept that combines elements of horror and the paranormal. These entities could be malevolent spirits, demons, or extraterrestrial beings that seek to deceive and exploit humans. They might target vulnerable individuals or possess them, causing them to act erratically or harm themselves and others. If these stories are true, it seems like there are lots of doppelgängers out there. But whether they're benign or malevolent, these mysterious figures serve as a reminder of the unknown aspects of our reality. We may never fully understand the true nature of doppelgängers, but their enduring presence in human folklore and our fascination with them will likely continue to captivate and terrify us for generations to come. What do you think is behind these mysterious doppelgänger encounters? Have you ever seen your own doppelgänger staring back at you from a mirror or caught sight of a doppelgänger in another setting? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos of unsolved mysteries.